Wow. He likes this. So there's more of that to come. Randy, I just can't even speak thinking of that. So Randy seemingly took a 6-month break before taking the life of 20-year-old Malcolm Eugene Little on June 1st, 1974. He left his naked body propped up against a tree beside Highway 86, west of the Salton Sea in Imperial County. Malcolm was an unemployed truck driver who had arrived from Alabama to look for work. Randy left the body with its legs spread to emphasize the severed genitals with a tree branch rammed 6 inches into his rectum.
Oh my fucking God.
Now, one of the things that we always like to do on this podcast is to look at photographs of things.
I don't want to do that.
So one of the things we like to do, we do like to look at photographs of things that we're talking about, and then we post them on the Facebook for you guys to look at. But there will be photos going up on the Facebook. But unfortunately, I gave up searching for photos
Fortunately.
Pardon, sorry.
No, unfortunately, fortunately.
Oh, I thought it said fortunately.
Yeah, it did.
No. Oh, right. Yeah. I gave up on looking for photos of the victims because every time I did, these crime scene photos are actually online, and I wouldn't recommend people looking at them. I mean, I came across them and I was like, fuck. Delete. Can I just find one of like the guy's face? Because I like putting the victims' faces open, when they're all happy and when they're like full of life. I don't want to put no, and I really didn't want to keep looking because I was going down a dark hole, and they were not fun. So yeah,
I usually do like looking at the pictures. It gives me more of a picture basically of what the actual story is.
Yeah, I mean there are a couple little picky picks that we've got, but nothing crazy because, like I say, a lot of them were crime scene photos, and some people are intrigued by looking at them. I'm not one of them. Google them if you want to. I would advise you not to. So yeah, I'm going to give up on describing some of those murders, at least for now, because I think we've got an ample amount of information to understand just how gross and sick that guy really is. There was a good more than a handful more murders as well after that, in this point in time. There is just one that I will mention though, which is that of 17-year-old high school student John Laris, who was found in December 74. He was the youngest victim so far. So all they have all been young men, I guess, of 18 up.
Of age.
Yeah, 18 up. Well, I think... Oh no, it is, yeah. The legal age in America is 18, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
Then again, for gay sex, it was no age. Not that it was no age.
No, I know.
It was like you just couldn't do it.
You just couldn't do it.
I was like, fuck, that sounded so wrong. So John vanished en route to Long Beach skating rink as he was anxious to try out the roller skates he had received for Christmas, which is so sad. That makes me feel so sad. Like he woke up Christmas morning, opened his little roller skates, and he was so excited to go and fucking try them out.
Sucks.
Yeah, really does. Really does. You seemed really distant from that story then.
Did I?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're like, yeah, it sucks. Yeah, tell me someone.
No, it does suck.
Yeah, no, it does suck. So he was anxious to try out the roller skates. Some strollers found him floating in the surf off Sunset Beach with a wooden surveyor's stake hammered into his rectum. John had been strangled while bound and had alcohol in his system. The interesting part on this one, the only reason why I did mention it again, not because he was the youngest one, but because there were actually 2 sets of footprints in the sand leading from where he was carried from the car all the way to the water.
Really?
Yeah, 2 sets of footprints, not the one. And we'll get to this later on.
Okay. Oh, so this is an actual thing then?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Because I was just going to say maybe he was just strategically doing that?
Just walking, like,
Just
with his legs sprised apart.
Yeah, like to try and throw people off the scent, basically, or whatever.
Or maybe he was walking normally. He had the body in one hand, and then 2 sticks with shoes attached to the bottom on the other hand. And he was like, this will fucking throw them off. And he was just like stomping his feet and stomping these sticks in while dragging the body.
Maybe.
Definitely happened, right?
It
Case
did.
closed. No, that didn't fucking happen. It's so nice.
Your face is so convincing.
It's so nice that you are so easy to believe me, but you really shouldn't believe me so easily. So it's at this point, because of how many and just exactly how fast these particular murders were happening, that the detectives from several jurisdictions, because remember he had been doing these around the place, met in Santa Ana on January 24th, 1975, to organise a dedicated task force to catch the killer. The idea of a task force always sounds very fancy to me. Yeah, man, but he's been doing them fucking fast. Like, this is like shit, man. Give the police some time to catch up on what's going on.
Yeah,
they don't even clock. So sheriff's officers from Orange County, something probably, I don't know, a lot of places. They all gathered. A psychologist who was working with them called Dr. E. Mansell Patterson had a theory and profiled the killer as a man who, quote unquote, desires to be masculine but not feel masculine, gnawing the nipples and genitals of his prey to symbolically make the victim a female. Interesting theory. I can't really bother going into that too much, but I do think that is an interesting idea. I don't know how correct I feel that is.
I don't think it is.
It might be some sort of like self-hating thing, maybe.
Oh, like
a self-hating, like maybe he's like, he does what he does with them, and then he's removing the identifiers that in his mind made them men or masculine. Maybe. There's probably something in that. I mean, this guy, Dr. E. Mansell Patterson, probably knows a lot more than I do. Definitely does. The police actually came close to catching him at one point, and this was interesting. On May 8th, 1975, 3 boys who were hunting starfish, which I don't know how hard it is to hunt starfish, but the wording of that was copy and pasted. Hunting starfish? They don't run away, right? They just sit there. Like, wow.
Yeah, but you have to find them, so you have to hunt for them.
Searching for starfish. They found the severed head of a 19-year-old Keith David Crotwell near the Long Beach Marina. Keith had been hitchhiking, and so friends scoured the Long Beach for a black and white Mustang that witnesses had actually reported seeing him in. The vehicle was located a few days later, and when police traced the registration, they found the vehicle to belong to no other than Randy Kraft. When questioned, Randy admitted taking Keith for a ride. In his words, they were just wandering around, but claimed he had actually left him alive and well at an all-night cafe. Detectives wanted to charge him with murder, but LA County prosecutors refused, citing the absence of a body or no known cause of death. So far, twice he's almost been had.
When was the first time?
When they took the evidence without doing it legally.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Come on, keep with me on this, boy. Stay with me here.
I was gonna say something and I completely forgot.
Ugh, your memory. It's all the meth. Quit with the meth. Your memory will easily. Oh, sorry, did you not want people to know about the meth? He puts it on his cornflakes in the morning. I don't know in what form meth comes. Does it come in a form that you can easily sprinkle on cornflakes?
It'd be pretty hard, though, because isn't it like crystals?
Yeah, it's crunchy. I don't know enough about meth. The close call got Randy a bit worried, and then he wouldn't kill again for another 24 weeks. But once that 24 weeks was over, well, he just went crazy. He just went a little bit crazy. So it's as if, it's kind of like, in my head, like if you didn't have sex for 24 weeks, like he just goes out and he's like, boom.
What, so you're saying like an addiction, or?
No, I'm feeling like this is very much a sexual thing that he's doing, especially with the raping and the genitals. So for him not to kill and get his rocks off that way for 24 weeks, he just comes out and goes, wow.
Yeah.
Larry Gene Walters was a 21-year-old who was killed in Los Angeles County on Halloween in 1975. 2 months later, on New Year's Eve, 22-year-old Mark Hall disappeared from a party. It was an off-duty policeman who found his body. Mark was found naked and bound to a sapling. He had been sodomized and tortured prior to death. His legs were slashed with a knife. His eyes, face, chest, and genitals burnt with a cigarette lighter.
Oh, ugh.
At first, it wasn't that apparent, as his genitals had been severed and stuffed into his rectum, along with dirt and leaves. Further examination would reveal a cocktail stick jammed through his penis with such force that it entered his bladder.
That is disgusting.
Yeah. So, like I say, Randy really liked putting things down in people's ticks. That was like his fucking thing. I mean, just the thought.
Do you think that was like a form of torture when he was alive, or what?
A lot of these seem to have been prior to death, yeah. So this was...
What, even like cutting off the genitals and things like that?
I don't know. I don't know if they would have died or gone into shock from having it chopped off like that in such a horrible, brutal way.
Yeah.
But they would. Yeah, it wasn't post-mortem.
Right.
Anyway,
okay.
It was not post-mortem. I think I don't know, but just the thought, man, of that being in that situation with you could just imagine the terror you would have in your eyes, the sort of loss of. You would.
I can't even comprehend how it would feel.
I can't, man. I can't. It's just knowing that that's it, and all this horrible stuff's happened, and I just feel for these people. This guy is truly. I mean, we always call these people monsters on here, but this guy truly is a fucking monster and a half. Randy's relationship with his living lover, Jeff Graves, began to disintegrate after the police trouble that he'd had beforehand. When he came around. They had split up by the end of the year, and Randy moved in with a 19-year-old called Jeff Seelig. They shared a Laguna Hills apartment around the same time in early 1976. California's unknown predator began to claim even younger victims. So essentially he's with this dude Jeff for a little while. They start arguing. They break up. He gets with a younger model, 19-year-old. Oh fuck, they're both called Jeff. Why is everyone called fucking Jeff? I don't know. Maybe he liked the name Jeff. It was easier. It's easier. It's lazy. It's lazy loving, that is. You don't have to learn another person's name.
That is true.
And you can still keep your ankle tattoo as well with Jeff on.
All right.
What?
That's what he was on about.
No, like if you've got an ankle tattoo with Jeff. Oh fuck. Okay. Like I'm making the assumption that Randy had got an ankle tattoo with Jeff. Fine. So I've made a note here because a lot of these victims are quite young. So I've made a note. I've got their names, but I've even put in brackets, note to self, just mention the ages, because I don't want to put these kids on blast. I don't know if that's respectful or what the parents would want, or I don't know, so I'm not going to do it. But yeah, he started to go on a crazy killing spree of a lot of young people. I'm just going to quickly scan it. Got a 13-year-old, 17-year-old, 14-year-old, another 13-year-old, 16-year-old, no, I think I got 19-year-old. Yeah, some of these kids are pretty freaking young. 10? Oh no,
10?
No. Sorry, that was December 10th. Sorry, that's my...
Oh right, okay.
No.
Well, I'm saying 10 like that's too much. But 13 as well. Jeez.
13. Any age is
Well,
terrible,
I know
isn't
that.
it? But, ugh. It's when you're so young and it's like, these kids have done nothing